Oh, I thought we did it. Okay. I herewith call to order the January 25th, 2017 meeting of the Historic District Commission of the City of Gaithersburg. And can I start with a roll call? Frank, can I start with you?
Sure. Frank Johnson, Assistant City Attorney.
Gregory Mann.
Mary Jo LaFrance.
Chris Kurtz?
John Roddy.
Robert Love.
Very well, we have a quorum. And before we start, let me read the provision under which we operate here tonight. This commission is empowered to meet and act under Article 12 of the City Code of Gaithersburg. The technical qualifications of the staff of this commission and the members of the commission are on file with the City of Gaithersburg and are available on request to any applicant and are hereby made a part of the legal record of each and every application heard this evening. Each application heard this evening is considered on its own merits and is not to be considered as establishing a precedent for any other application. All right. Now, technically, our first order of business on the agenda tonight would be an election of officers, but two of our commissioners are not present tonight, so I am going to urge my fellow commissioners to agree with me that we will put off that vote until everyone is present.
No.
No, okay. All right, well, we had an alternate slate. We discussed off the record that the commissioners who weren't here should be nominated and voted in as chair. Discretion was the greater part of valor. So let me, having said that, and that's acceptable?
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
great.
Yes.
And, okay, great. Then let's move to the approval of the minutes. Have folks seen the minutes of the November 30th meeting?
Yes.
Any comments, suggestions, concerns? Okay,
I move their admission.
okay.
A second?
All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries. Okay, our first business, our first business this evening is a historic area work permit at 118 Meme Avenue. So Chris, have we have presentation?
Any comments, conflicts?
Oh, yes, excuse me, because you do live on
I
me.
do.
Do we have any conflicts?
I actually live on Chestnut Street, but I am part of the historic district of Chestnut Mean. So
Do you
that's-
feel
but I
you
don't
can
feel-
be
I feel I can be
open-hearted and
open-hearted.
open-minded,
And
and
open-minded.
fair, and
Yes.
impress the heck out of your godson?
Yes.
Very well.
All right.
Carry on.
The subject property at 118 Mean Avenue is a Cape Cod style house that was constructed circa 1953. The property is zoned R90 and is non-contributing to the Chestnut Mean Historic District. The historic area work permit before the HDC it comes before the HDC in accordance with section 24-227A of the City Code. The applicant seeks to replace the aluminum siding, shutters, trim, and soffits with vinyl. And I have an example that the applicant was kind enough to bring along that I will pass along. This is for the siding. The existing lap siding is made of aluminum and measures approximately 5 inches wide. The existing shutters, trim, and soffits appear to be aluminum coated in PVC. All elements appear to be replacement materials themselves that were installed at an unknown date. The proposed siding will be made by Mastic Ovation, and I have some representative photos. Here are some photos that the applicant provided to show the damaged areas. According to the property owner, the existing siding is damaged and animals are eating into it. The owner chose vinyl siding at the recommendation of their contractor and because of the cost. Page 17 of the design guidelines, note the following on materials and siding. First, under materials, under the second bullet here, the guidelines say where the severity of deterioration requires replacement of a distinctive feature, the new feature shall match the old in design texture and other visual qualities, and where possible, materials. And here's what the guidelines say about siding below. Again, I'd like to point out as you read this that the building is non-contributing to the district. And according to section 22 7.2B of the City Code, the HDC shall be lenient in its judgment on plans for structures of little historical or design significance unless such plans would seriously impair the historic or architectural significance of surrounding historic resources. And the applicant, Mr. Peter Krusinger, is here if you have any questions, you can come to the dais and state your name for the record.
Welcome, good evening.
Good evening. My name is Peter Krusinger. I am the resident at 118 Meme Avenue, and the applicant for this.
Great. Well, thank you, congratulations.
Oh, thank you.
No, it's a lovely little house.
It is. It treats us very well. So it's a good corner right around here in Old Town Gaithersburg. So
Yep.
we love it a lot.
Good.
So
Commissioners, any ladies first. Mary Jo, any thoughts?
Yes, I would like
Questions?
to ask a question. Had you considered hardy plank as a possible for siding?
hardy plank.
Yeah.
We have not considered so.
It may be a little bit more expensive than the vinyl, but it may in fact be material you may want to consider.
Okay. So. Yeah, or at least, if I may explain, we wanted to replace the material with the look that would be in kind. So I think I was following with Mr. Berger's sentiment that it should look and it should appear exactly the same. So yeah, I'd not consider that we went with something that would look as close to what we have right now.
And then
as
my
we do.
second question is, do you have
Absolutely.
any idea what's underneath the vinyl? What was the original material that the house was built out of?
We are not certain. So from what I can tell, there might be some wood pieces here and there from the bits I've been able to glean through the corners and such. But I'm not certain as of the exact material makeup of what's underneath.
Thank you.
So yeah.
Okay. Robert, let me go to you, and then we'll come back to you.
Okay.
Commissioner Roddy?
You said you're changing some of the trim, some of the shutters. What color are you considering for those?
So we're considering instead of the light blue with the trim, all the trim itself, like the soffits, the gutters, would be white, and then the shutters themselves would be black.
What? And you don't have an example of that?
No, but I should note that colors aren't under the purview.
Matter of
Yeah.
purview. yeah.
So, but there's a gray on the sample provided on the color scheme right directly in the middle. That is the representative of the actual siding that will go up. So the siding will change from white to gray, just for your information.
Is that Victorian gray or that Harbor gray?
The Victorian gray, I believe. Yep.
Nice.
I have any further questions?
All right, thank you. John?
We didn't give you a chance to ask if there were any other comments you wanted to add to Mr. Berger's comments about this project.
I know. I believe he succinctly
Great.
paraphrased and summed it up.
I would just add that I appreciate that usually one of the reasons that siding, artificial siding, especially aluminum at the time it was added, was that there were problems with the underlying siding. So even if it is wood underneath, you may encounter large sections that would have to be replaced,
Mm-hmm.
if not the entirety. I really don't have anything else to ask.
Okay. I don't either, and as best I can tell from the pictures, the existing aluminum siding is just flat. There's no striation, or is there?
There's a 5-inch wide lap.
Okay, but I mean, the surface itself is flat.
Yes, correct.
Okay.
Yeah, there's no angled. Yeah.
Okay.
Surfaces.
What I'm going at is this, what you're putting on has a texture to it, gives it more of a wood-like look.
Oh, you mean
More
the
depth.
actual physical
Yeah.
look? Oh, it is. There are striations
Okay,
throughout.
all right.
Yeah, so it does have a kind of faux
Okay.
wood look appearance.
Okay.
So yeah, I'm sorry. I apologize.
No, I-
understand.
Very well, I have no other thoughts. So commissioners, we have a recommendation here from staff.
If I could interject real quick.
Please.
You may want to ask if there's anyone in the audience that would like to comment on the
Yes,
application.
thank you very much, Greg. Yes, indeed. Is there anyone in the audience that would like to speak to this? Okay. All right, but thank you, but good reminder, thank you. John? You're-
I would move that the HDC, based on the exhibits submitted in the applicant's testimony and the staff report and recommendation, approve the Historic Area Work Permit HIST 7490-2017 to replace the aluminum siding, shutters, trim, and soffits with vinyl, finding it's in compliance with section 24-227.2 of the city code and the Secretary of Interior Standard number 6, assuming we're gonna go by, gonna have standards anymore. But with one condition, and that would be to match the existing lap siding in appearance with and provide staff with the siding model, which he has done, and dimension information.
Okay, thank you. So I'm gonna take it that's a motion.
That's a motion.
Do we have a second?
I'll second that motion.
All right, all in favor?
Aye.
Thank you.
Wanted to let our
Thank you for your time.
alternate second once in a while because
Thank
he's
you.
a
Yeah.
We'll be in contact.
All righty. So our next activity this evening is a tax credit application for 102 Chestnut. Chris, anything to?
Yes, the residence at 102 Chestnut Street is a 2.5-story Queen Anne constructed circa 1902. It is contributing to the Chestnut Mean Historic District. The wood windows were repaired and painted, and the storm windows were replaced in kind. The work totaled $8,001.64. A historic area work permit was not required because the work was in-kind replacement and repairs. And here are some of the photos provided by the applicant in his very thorough application. This is the east elevation showing the where the storm windows were replaced. This is the north elevation, again showing the storm windows and the work after it was completed. And this is the west elevation. Here's some before and after detail photos of the windows. Another after photo. Detail. And another detail. Do we have any questions?
I have none.
And
So we-
not for me either.
So the recommendation would be to certify that, by motion, that it is eligible for participation in the tax preservation tax credit program.
And I would like to make a motion that we certify HIST 7480-2016 that it's eligible for tax credit.
Okay, have we a second?
I'll second it. Right.
All right,
You can
all in
turn your
favor?
record. Aye.
The ayes have it. Chris, Frank, any staff updates?
None for me other than to say Happy New Year. Hope you all
Happy
enjoyed
New
your
Year.
holidays.
Yes.
We do have an application already set for February, so we will have a February meeting Wednesday, February 22nd. So I hope you can all make it then.
Okay. All right. Anything for the good of the order from any commissioners?
Well, I'd like to know if we have any updates, since this is a short meeting tonight, on the Summit Hall Farm Park property. I know that there were some workings maybe on its having a National Historic designation.
Yes, that's true,
Do you
and
have
that is something that we hope to tackle pretty soon here in 2017. I can add that about 2 weeks ago, I did a walkthrough in the house with a Public Works project manager, and we met with an architect who's going to do a structural assessment to make sure that everything is okay inside those walls. On one of the roofs on the kitchen addition, the roof was sagging that we noticed last winter. So a Public Works employee went up there and saw that the ceiling was sagging a bit and there was some water damage. So that spurred Public Works into action to hire this architect and see exactly what condition the framing of the building is in. So it is under consideration.
And I also would like to mention, I think my other commissioners would like a tour of the property if that becomes available.
I think that's something that we can arrange in the warmer months. You probably don't want to
Yes.
go in there.
No,
This time
no.
of year, I was in there, and it was about 0 degrees, and it felt
Sure.
about 10 degrees inside, so.
Sure, sure.
You
But
wuss.
that would be great.
I'm from Florida, so.
Hey, you're an old Ohio boy, shut up.
Very good.
Can I ask about, it popped in my mind, is there any update or anything on 31 Walker?
Well, funny you should ask. Maybe about 6 hours ago, we met with the owner, and he is determined to make the deadline for the February meeting to come back with his window wells and reinstallation of the window that he removed on the back porch. So staff is spurring him to action, and hopefully that we can review that one final time next month.
Okay, very good.
Excellent.
I look forward to it.
Yes?
Do we have any other city-owned property that we should be working on for historic designation?
None that I know of.
As well as
Summit
Robertson
Hall's the big
House?
one. I'm
As well
sorry?
as Robertson House designated yet?
That is not designated, no.
That might be a little bit easier than Summit Hall too.
Perhaps, yeah.
Okay, just mention that for when it gets warmer.
Well, then, thank you all. The chair is open to a motion to adjourn and appreciates everybody's time and effort this evening.
So move.
Have we a second, Robert? Second?
I will second that.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Thank you all. Have a great evening. Enjoy the spring, January.